All right. So I just watched the live stream that I posted yesterday about loading these cars, and not very happy. Kind of had a little bit of a reckoning with myself. Being able to record and do all that. I mean, if there's anything that goes on that's not, I don't know, 100% how I want it to look, I can always kind of change things or edit it or just redo it or whatever. But did a pretty long live stream the other day, and there was a lot of video in that made me really hate myself. I really should have just titled that video,
"Oh, look at my titties." Oh.
That's what I want to address in this. It's just, I mean, it's not so much the appearance for me, you know. I've always been big, but I mean, you know, there's really nobody to blame ever but yourself when you let yourself go a little bit, which I definitely have. Now, there won't be any excuses. One of the biggest things that brought this on was that last year, it was actually about a year from right now, because the company will be a year old, and it was about a week before my authority went live, or my MC will be a year old. I was at my mother's house, and I was squatted down picking up a box, and when I stood up, my right knee popped hard like 5 times, and I went straight to the floor. And my first impression was that my knee had dislocated, and just kind of went back into place, and it really hurt. And but like I do with most things, I just kind of dealt with it, 'cause I hate hospitals. I don't want to go to the doctor. But as time went on, started working and everything, you know, got out on the road and stuff, and noticed that a lot of things that I was doing kept locking my knee out. Now, my knee didn't dislocate, it locks out. So, like, I kind of have to position my foot in a weird way, which I didn't know this at first, because it locked out again, like, God, probably 10 more times. And it was freaking me out, but I got to the point to where I could point my toes a certain way and kind of twist the lower part of my leg. I know it's gross, but, and it would like thump in, like something would thump down there. It was like, it really sucked. But, you know, just go on. I just started driving. I couldn't stop, you know. But anyway, I kind of just developed like a, it was kind of just a crutch, you know, to stay off of it. That was the whole thing. Stay off, you know, don't let that happen again. Don't do the things that make that happen. If you'll notice some videos, as time went on, it kind of just became involuntary, really, that I stay off of my knee and out of positions that make it do that. Well, it's been a year now, and I've noticed that I've gotten extremely lazy at home. I don't get in the floor and play with the kids anymore. At first it was from fear of my knee, but now it's just kind of like, that's just what I've done, you know? And the lack of doing things like that has really piled the weight on, because I'm not as active, you know? I mean, when I'm working, that's one thing, but it just sucks. And I've noticed it's getting bad, you know? I mean, it's physically getting bad. Other things are, you know, are starting to hurt. My feet hurt, and just, you know, half my closet don't fit me anymore, and it's just all the normal things with gaining weight like that. But you know, I got a lot of things to think about. You know, I want the longevity. You know, my youngest kid is 2.5, and I'll be 40 next year, you know, so I'm gonna be up there when he's in high school and all that. So, you know, I don't want to be the guy coming to graduation, you know. I don't want to be the dad and, like, you know, the little 3-wheel scooter rascal or anything like that, you know. But this isn't, you know, this isn't like have been my whole life. I've lost a lot of weight while driving a truck. Probably, I think this will, if I do this again, it'll be this will be like my 4th stint of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. I never find that happy medium. It seems like it's either one extreme or the other, but my head just hasn't been in it. It's been all over the place with the business and with YouTube and any other thing that I want to get into. I've kind of failed to take care of myself, really. But, and that kind of sucks, because I mean, just 3 years ago, exactly, yeah, right at 3 years ago, 3 summers ago, I was training to compete in my first amateur powerlifting competition, and that went sideways, and I ended up back in a truck. That was I had a local truck job then, and then I started a stint as an owner operator again. But anyway, yeah, it just sucks. I mean, it's like sometimes you see it happening, but other times it's like you just wake up one day and it's like, wow, where did it all go wrong, you know? But anyway, what I want to do with this is kind of not really offer a challenge for you guys, but I want to invite you to kind of anybody else that may be struggling with weight or want to make a change. And I know that being solo, you know, it's like having no motivation, nobody to keep up with you and all that is pretty rough. So what I want to do, I'm not going to make a big, you know, YouTube stink about this, but what I want to do is go ahead and just go to my Instagram and just send me a direct message with the hashtag 30x22, 30x22. I'll leave it down here. And that way, I get so many message requests on Instagram that this will set it apart, and I'll know to kind of group y'all together and talk to you personally. But we can just keep in touch with each other about, you know, what we're eating, what we're doing, this, that, and the other. This will kind of just push each other to lose. You know, the goal for me is 30 pounds by the end of the year. That way I think I'll feel a lot better by then. I know how much I'll weigh and all that. And we can share info and feedback and all kinds of stuff, keep up to snuff. And, you know, if depending on how many of us there are, you know, I might put a little something together for us for the end of the year. But I wanted to offer that to anybody that's looking about or thinking about, you know, maybe making a little bit of a lifestyle change. Maybe you've never done it. Like I said, I've done it a few times, so I know what I need to be doing. I just haven't really been doing it at all. So, and like I said, this knee problem kind of went from it is a really big issue to it's almost involuntary now that my mind is just purposely, I don't know. I'm just so used to not really, you know, using it so much that, you know, it is what it is. But we'll see what happens with it. It may still be bad. I don't know. I'll find out though. But regardless, something's going to have to change. So I'm home a lot more. I can get into the gym. I know a lot of you guys can't, but you know, you don't have to. I've lost a ton of weight living in a truck pretty much. I mean, there's been stints in my life to where, you know, when I first started driving a truck, I pretty much did live in one. So I wanted to I wanted to send that invitation to you guys. And if you're interested in that, send me a DM on Instagram. If you're not, if you want to keep up with the journey or whatever, send me a comment down below, maybe of like what you suggest, what you do to stay in shape. You know, just leave that in the comments so that anybody watching this can read that. You know, what are the things you do to prevent becoming a lot more way heavier than you're comfortable with, all right, to where it actually starts causing physical problems. Kind of leave your ideas there so people can read that, and we'll get some feedback going on that. And yeah, I'll see you guys that want to participate on Instagram, and we'll get this going. So until then, see you guys next time.